In the top stories, families encouraged to help mitigate climate change. Over 20 storms predicted this Atlantic hurricane season, and DOJ sues to break up Live Nation Ticketmaster. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Friday, May 24th, 2024. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson. Nationally, families across St. Kitts and Nevis are strongly encouraged to engage in meaningful activities that can help mitigate climate change while strengthening relationships within the family unit. Actions such as planting trees or starting a backyard garden were recommended by Ursuline Bridgewater, Senior Community Development Officer within the Department of Community Development and Social Services on Wednesday's edition of In Focus. She appeared on the radio and television program to share how the government is working to support and strengthen families as the nation observes a month-long celebration for International Day of Families. The call for activities that address climate action was in keeping with this year's global theme, Families and Climate Change.
The theme is Families and Climate Action. Every day we make choices in our lives that affects the environment, that affect our lives in general. And I think that there are many things that we can do as a family, simple things that we can do as family to help mitigate all these risks that are associated with climate change. And simple things as turning off your light. Turning off light when leaving a room. That is one of the key things that we can do. And as we are speaking about family, there are things that families can do together. The importance of a backyard garden. Very, very important, where you can actually go out, eat your own produce. What greater joy can you experience? And apart from you using it within your family, having enough to share, knowing that they are pesticide free, you are eating healthy out of your own yard.
Persons were also encouraged to conserve water by taking showers instead of baths, turning off the faucet when brushing teeth or washing dishes, and walking to nearby locations instead of driving. Community Development Officer Hanif Charles also commended the ongoing initiative in various schools where students collect plastic bottles for recycling and spoke of how small steps can affect big change.
When you're brushing your teeth, you run the water and then you turn off the tap while you're brushing your teeth. Those simple exercises, if those are developed and maintained in the household, then they are taken outside of the household into our workspaces, into business places, elsewhere, and on a national level, these small steps can actually add up to us mitigating against climate action. One of the things, as I mentioned with the family counselors, they intervene in the family through the child. Now, when you have an exercise like that, when recycling is being done at school, the child is going to take that practice home. And then that is going to now become a practice within the household. So that is definitely a good measure when we look at mitigating against climate action.
The International Day of Families was observed on May 15th. Activities began on May 12th and will conclude on June 15th. On May 23rd, officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force responded to a report of an unresponsive male at the Warner Park in Bastair, St. Kitts. The man, who was later identified as 69-year-old Hilton Nolan of Connery, St. Kitts, was observed laying on the ground in one of the spectator stands. Nolan bore no visible signs of trauma or traumatic injury. He was examined and pronounced dead at the scene, and an autopsy has been requested to determine the precise cause of death. In regional news, more hot